Hey there everyone, Hitesh here and welcome to another Saturday Live. Yes, I know it's been a while that I didn't do any live, but finally it's all settled down and this is a live session. I'll be taking all of your questions. We'll try to answer them as much as I can. And yeah, it's been a while. Life was a little bit busy, but finally we are here to have a chit chat, relax, kind of a podcast style where you ask your question, I share my thoughts on them, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So that's that. Let me first go up and hey, Muthu is here. So hey, Salman Khan is also here. So hey guys, how are you? Salman Khan is here. Deep Raj, hey, how are you? Uh, Dark said, and I guess that looks like almost Keanu Reeves, Chirag Seni. And I know it's not, but it looked like. Okay, so a whole lot of people are joining up. And first, settle down, just say some hello and stuff. And in the meantime, I can just go into live studio and can restrict some of the stuff. Like, really, there is a lot of comment section that comes around. So I need to monitor that. And I have to enable the slow mode. That is really, really required. But it's fun. It's almost like a podcast-ish thing. And I really like this. I just need YouTube to give me the default feature that I can enable these settings by default. So whenever I go live, I can just use these slow mode and all these stuff out of the box. That would be really, really cool. So slow mode is here. Anyone can chat? Yeah, of course, anyone can. Not just subscriber, anybody. Even if you have not subscribed to the channel, that is fine. You can still ask question and stuff. So we'll be doing that. And let me bring it up. All the panels and control. There we go. Okay. Okay. Palani says, a new data structure course with pizza pricing. Is it possible? It is almost possible because the way how we have designed the pro.learncode online, through which if you just take the subscription, all of the data structure courses are unlocked. So it's technically pizza price, even less than pizza price. It's 10 rupees a day. Okay, so Aman says Django versus Node. Both of them have their own advantage. And yes, there are a lot of things that you have to think that whether you want to go with the Python side or with the JavaScript side. That's usually the thing. And another aspect of that, of choosing between the Node and the Django, is how much speed do you want in your project? Do you want to build just a prototype to quickly go ahead and finish that up? That is when I usually choose Django. But if I want to build a product for a long run and I want more control over the things, then usually I go for a Node in that case. It makes more sense for me at least. So that's why I go for that. Okay, so Vuda is here as well. Hey, hi, nice photo. And a whole lot of people. Views about Flutter 2.8. It's really, really good. The Flutter version 2 is just nailing down in the performance. We have been testing it out thoroughly. I'll share more details about it in the month of mid-Jan, that what all we have been building around with the Flutter and how it is being acting. It's really, really good. But the only thing is it's still having some of the lag in the video issue. So if your videos are being transcoded and being DRM, that is where it gets a little bit tricky. Can we expect new Java course from LCO? I can make a new Java course, but it's going to be exactly same content that I used in the previous video. So there's no sense of recreating what I've already created. It's one of the great course around. It's not like I'm feeling little bit low on that course. So I don't think so that Java course need a refresher or any revamping to be done. So yeah, that's that. Ayush says course on Next.js. Yes, we are planning a lot of things. In case you don't know, some of you might be joining me later here. I don't really work in the month of December. In the month of December, all I do is plan, and that's all I do. I don't make any courses. I don't prepare any videos. Usually I chit chat on YouTube and some fun stuff on the YouTube. I usually take care of my businesses, of how they're going to be planning eventually for the next entire year. Also on the Learn Code Online and also on the YouTube. I do have other businesses as well. So all I do is I take care of them. I plan ahead of the entire year in the month of December. It gives me a little bit of kind of a relaxed feel in the month of January. And planning is really, really good thing. If the more you can plan out the things, the easier execution it becomes. So that's what I do usually in the month of that. Raj says a Tailwind CSS version 3 better than Bootstrap 5. No, I don't think so. We should be comparing both of them. They both are drastically different and provides you drastically different level of control over the CSS. Bootstrap is more about right out of the box. You just use the component and you just go for it. Tailwind CSS provides you more refined control over each and everything of how you want to do the things. So it's not really fair to compare both of them. Yes, I know a lot of people love Tailwind, some of them love Bootstrap, but I don't think there is any comparison that should be done. Both are completely different and completely like different stuff. Okay, Subhas says, pro backend course is awesome. I've already done Node.js old course. This one is nice to experience production level. Hey, thank you so much. And yes, of course, this usually happens. See, the thing is that right now you're studying the pro backend course. You're absolutely loving it. And there is no doubt the course is extraordinary there. I have put a lot of effort in that course and people enjoy that. It's pro production level. But if I will be making this course, probably let's just say and the next year end or maybe after 2 years, then obviously you're going to enjoy that course much more compared to this one, because eventually my teaching skills are increasing, my video making skills are increasing, I'm getting more fluent in talking to you, so eventually you upgrade yourself a lot. So that is why it's going. And by the way, I'm really happy, Subhash, that you are enjoying this course. Thank you so much for that. But just wanted to put some thought on that. Rochelle says, hey, just watching AWS course on LCO. It's amazing. Hey, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying that. One of the things which I remember about the AWS course is those diagrams. I made them in Adobe XD, moved them into Adobe XD to make sure that you understand that how things actually work in, because VPC is not easy thing to grasp in the concept wise and picturize it in the head. It's difficult. So I hope you're going to enjoy that section also. Course on Linux command that we can put up in the to-do list, but as of now the blog is pretty good and you can just go for that. Okay, some kid is also watching. Okay, sir, my class 10 term 1 exam has gone worst. I'm feeling much depressed. Please reply. It's just one exam, my friend. It's just one exam. I guess there are more exams and more subject in the class 10. The term 1 exam, that's not a decider. But I think you should spend more time. You should not be depressed. You should be more angry about yourself. That why didn't you work hard? Why you spend more time in watching YouTube, to be honestly? Why watching more time in those games or maybe those TikTok videos, Reels, Instagram, whatever that is. So I think instead of depressed, you should be more angry with yourself, a little bit frustrated too, so that you can work hard more. You realize that you're not happy with your performance, and that is a good thing. That is a first good thing that you have realized. So I think now it's time to get a little bit angry and work harder. That's how it needs to be done. Okay, so another question is super chat. It says, choose one, Google Keep or Notion. Notion, any day. I would choose Notion. Even if I have to choose or pay for Notion, I would be picking up Notion. It has made so much of clumsiness free in my environment. I wouldn't give up Notion on that. Okay, I never learned any CSS framework. Any simple one to learn? Bootstrap. Bootstrap is probably one of the simplest one. You can learn it on your own, or I do have a course on Learn Code Online. Whatever path you choose, totally fine. But I think Bootstrap is comparatively easy. Survey in LCO video clearly is 720p. Can we get 1080p? When you choose auto, it actually automatically scale it up to 1080p in case your bandwidth is good. And again, the thing is, I want to do so many of the things, but because of these piracies and sharing of the account, we don't mind. The people who are paying for us, we can give more service to them if we stop these piracies and the sharing of the account. We can give not only 1080p's, but even labs and whole bunch of other things. But the problem is, people share the account. Too much sharing is there, and that really hurts the business, me, entirely everybody in the team. The morale sometimes goes down that we put so much of effort in the course, and we can see in the logs that this guy is sharing the course like this. And we don't say it out loud, but we can see this in the log pretty easily. Okay, PHP. What about PHP? Just putting 2 question mark or 3 question mark is not going to make it. You need to put up a proper question and then I would be able to answer it. Okay, so is Paytm good company to work for? Software engineer. I know there are few channels who make videos about uh, kind of reviewing the colleges and companies. I'm not one of them. So I think probably I'm not the right person to answer this. I know there are channels who review that is NIT Surathkal better, is IIT Bombay better, or what's the placement, or is Amazon better to work, or is Google too better to work, or I don't do that, to be honest. And I don't think anybody is qualified enough to review all the colleges or all the all these companies even. I don't think so. I think you should ask for more people on the LinkedIn who have already worked there or are working there, so that can give you a better example of that. Okay, would you please share some tips of reading programming books? When we try to read topic, it seems like let's watch YouTube videos instead of reading from book. Yes, I would agree on this point that in this era, like I was reading a book about the recoil, and it really felt, I also got this urge that, hey, why can't I just watch a video, or somebody might have made a course, let's just watch that, or maybe a crash course on YouTube. So in the programming world, writing book is more consuming compared to making videos, because for book also you have to write and perform all these experiment. And in the modern world, actually, I can just record my screen and put that on YouTube. So I think books are not that much efficient means of learning in the world of programming, at least. Surely the foundational concepts like data structure, scalable system, writing better code, these are still going to be better in the terms of books, but I would any day prefer that if the same author would be giving me a like one-on-one chat like this or a video course like this, I would any day prefer those things, even for the DSA or for the clean code or something like this. So I think this is the gradual progress we are making up in the world of tech, and I think tech is the first one to adopt it. So yeah, that's kind of a valid point that you have made, and I do agree on that, that it gives the urge. Irfan says, how much time we should spend in a day to learn coding? How much can you give? That is my point. Like, coding is something that you cannot just say, I'll give 2 hours a day and I'll be good in it. No, you have to completely submerge yourself in the programming. Then only you actually truly understand the programming. It's not a side career. Let's be honest here. Programming is not a side hobby that you can pursue. It's not like painting. It's not like, it's way complex. There's a whole lot of concept. There's a whole lot of technology that you have to learn. So submerge yourself as much as you can. And that's the only way to learn programming, and build the stuff. Most important thing is build that shit. So that's usually everybody say. Okay, I'm in third year, intern as Android Dev 20K. Continue? Yeah, of course. Like, why you don't want to continue? Continue. Angajit Singh says, hi, love from Amritsar. Hey, it's been really cold in Amritsar, isn't it? And thank you so much for the love. I think that's really cold there. And Kratos says quality. If we have got a symbol from the Kratos that we are on quality, of course we are on quality. I think I can improve this a little bit. Yeah, I guess. This reminded me that I haven't applied some of the color correction on this one. Yeah, looks like. Yeah, the color correction is not happening. I'll check that. By the way, my tea is getting cold. Winters and hot tea. Just love that. Okay, so let's pick up. Okay, Suman says, hey Tesh, would you start a series on state management in Flutter? I know you have on block, but it would be really great to start a new one on provider. I'm used to other just state management is putting me back. And in fact, right now, we are still looking up for somebody who can work on Flutter for us in the part-time. The last time we did hire a guy, gave him an assignment that, hey, this is what the kind of a to-do app that you have to build, and then we can start. And he just bailed out. He just bailed out. So we are still looking for a guy who can work on Flutter and some state management library. We are not using provider for say. We are using a little bit more of a newer version of provider. But yeah, this is a concern right now to me, that why we are not getting the developers and all of that. Charan says, greetings from Germany. Hey, thank you. And Rum Old Monk. I'm not a drinker, so good luck to you. Cheers to you. Okay, so is low-code development good in OutSystem platform? I really don't enjoy the low-code systems as of now. Probably my perspective or views are going to change in the near future. Ashish says, how to get a job in data science as a fresher? What are the key skills required? MySQL, a really good MySQL, to be honest. And then, of course, your Python, NumPy, Pandas, and these skills. And probably a little bit of the automation if you have that. That is going to help you a lot. And then on top of that, you need to, this is a good thing which I have seen the progression over the last 2 years. That in the earlier days, I used to say that, hey, nobody's going to give you a data science job as a right out of the box or fresher. Usually people who are already in the companies are moving into the data science. So that's the way. But now it is not. Now it has changed. And people are actually hiring data science people directly. You just need to find out what are the companies who are working in the data science and who are the companies who are very centric and heavy on the data. So that is the one thing you have to figure out. You cannot just randomly throw your resume to all the companies. A lot of companies are heavy on the development side and product building side, like Razorpay. They do a lot of data analysis, but they are more heavy on the development side. Similarly, there are a lot of companies like Uber. They are pretty heavy in the data science, not too much heavy on the product side. Of course, they build product. Of course, that's what they do. But the analysis part is pretty heavy in that case. So yeah, you have to find those companies. Vivek says, got internship, love from Gujarat. Hey, congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Okay, so Naman says, have you used Recoil in production project? Please talk something about Recoil, where to use it. Yes, actually, we are talking about Recoil. I'll probably make a video right now. We are kind of in the middle of a project. It's almost done. It's almost finished. Hopefully, I'll introduce to you in the very first week of January. And there we are using all of that. In the Flutter, we are using a RiverPod. But we are finding, we are using RiverPod in the Flutter, which is like the advanced version of the provider. And we are facing a bit of a difficulty. So if anybody who is good in RiverPod and has free time to work in the evening time or whenever you feel, it's a remote job, whenever you like to do, we just expect you to give 3 to 4 hours. We'll pay you good for that, not 199 or 299 rupees, just like the courses. But that's, reach me out on Instagram. I would love to hire more people. It's getting difficult to find good talent. Everybody says I know it, and the moment you give them a mini task like a to-do app, they say, why should I do a to-do for you? Come on, I cannot judge you. If you're not ready to do a to-do task, I would never hire you. Not even my wildest imagination, I would never hire you. Like, I'm not giving you a project that we are going to deploy. It's just a to-do app, and we are asking you to use a state management library in that. So if you cannot do that, stay away. I would say that any company should stay away from you. Okay, so Chandra says, sir, should I stick with one company for 4 to 5 years if they give enough opportunity to improve while company also getting improved? Only pain is corporate politics. First thing aside, corporate politics is everywhere. Even Google is not immune to that. I have seen a heck lot of politics going on there. And a whole lot of people leave companies because of politics as well. Coming to your other question, which is, should I stick to company for 4 or 5 years? I think you're going to make an exceptional resume if you stick to some company for 4 years, because nowadays all I see in the resume is 1 year here, 2 year there. 2 years is too much. 1 year there, 1 year there, 1 year there. These are jumpers which usually are there in the experience domain. I have rarely seen people giving dedication to 4 to 5 years to one company. And those who do, actually get a whole lot of advantage in the other companies when they want to switch. Even companies don't want to leave such talent. Currently working as a native Android. Should I switch? Do you want to switch? That is the question. Like, it's not like Android is going anywhere. You shouldn't be worried about your career. But I think that if you have worked enough, like 2-3 years, it is good to explore more opportunities. Probably you may thrive into some other river that you haven't yet explored. I would say if you have spent good enough time, 2 to 3 years in Android, there is no harm in switching. Maybe you'll find something better. Staying there is also good, but not too long. Let's at least explore. And always you can come back into your Android river again. So it's always good to explore something more. Migration to DigitalOcean from AWS is saving so much cost. uh, AWS is expensive. There is no denial on that. There is no if or but there. AWS is expensive, but the amount of services that AWS provide is like killer. But again, it all depends on, are you ready for those kinds of services? If you just want to host an application which is going to see a traffic of probably 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people, then DigitalOcean is going to be much more cheaper. Their machines are pretty good. Spin up two $10, $15 machine, divide the load, and that's pretty much it. You are ready, up and go. If you are hosting these kinds of things on AWS, you'll be getting much more bill because you are using more services. But let's just say you are more on to serverless side, then it is dirt cheap there. Like for $25, you can fire up like crores and crores of requests in AWS, and there is cold start there, but it's much more easier there compared to AWS. This DigitalOcean don't have any serverless. In case you don't know, they have acquired Nimbus. There is some company named as Nimbus or Nimbus or something like that. And DigitalOcean recently acquired that company so that they can also offer you serverless. So by the next year, I guess in April, you'll be seeing serverless in DigitalOcean also. So this is just an update for all of you. I stay updated in all those domains because I have to deploy a heck lot of things. Yeah, Abhay says, after December 15, can I use AWS without credit card? You can use it even right now. In case anybody is not aware of it, let me share more updates on this part. AWS recently sent a mail to all of their clients, and I posted that a screenshot on my Instagram as well, that from December 15, you can use your debit cards. In fact, even if you have credit card, you have to use your debit card or enter your card details again. This is because of the RBI regulation that is there in India. So I have to manually pay my bills every month. Okay, there's a fun question. Too many tech framework libraries, Web3. If students are having FOMO and being a coach, how this affects you? It is difficult to cope up with the students right now because tech is going to evolve. Like, there is no doubt about it. It should evolve also. But a whole lot of students right now are worried, and just being worried, they are missing out and wasting a whole lot of time. That actually makes me a little bit wonder that why he is so much worried. No matter what the tech comes in or whatever the stuff comes in, you have to first pick up that what you really want to become: a web developer, a mobile developer, a data engineer, maybe more on the operation side like Linux and Docker and all of that. So you have to pick up one thing. And based on that, if you have a good mentor, and I'm not talking about those expensive mentors, I'm talking about anybody you are following on the YouTube or anything, Naveen, Mysergi, Brad Traversy, they are going to give you, just message them up on Instagram or somewhere. It's pretty clean. If you look from our perspective, it's so much cleaner to look from the top of the hill that, yeah, you need to pick up that path, you need to pick that path, and pretty easily I can just guide you. It doesn't cost any money. I can just like I gave you the video of the front-end developer roadmap, it's that simple to me. Even for backend, for mobile, it sounds that simple to me always. So I don't think anybody should be worried about the FOMO. Tech is going to be there. It's going to evolve. But don't worry about these too much fancy terms like Web3 is coming up. No, it's going to take years and years. Just like the AI was about to replace our jobs in programming and in the driving. See, it takes time. It is always going to take time. So don't be worried too much on the FOMO part of thing. Just kind of focus on one or two thing at a time and just finish them up properly, not with the random YouTube videos here and there. Just make an action plan and properly follow that path. Right now it is very, very difficult because you are exposed to too much of information right now on the internet, and everybody feels like I'm the expert, but truly you are not. So that is very, very difficult. Can I get AWS trial without credit card? Yes, of course. You need to enter your debit card now, and you have to just pay them 2 rupees, I guess. That's what they have agreed. And after verifying your card, you can do that. Okay, Toshit Singh says, would you be my mentor? What I'm doing here? Why did I left all of my work, my nice cozy bed, and I am here just to make sure that you guys understand the things? This is all mentoring that I'm doing right now in front of all of you. And you guys are not even hitting that like button or that subscribe button, so that you should do. This is what I'm doing. It has taken not too much and just started. I didn't got the context of it, sorry. Bhimani says, thank you so much. What I am today with which placement I go for, company which has high recognition, or I go with company who provide me high CTC. Depends on what is your personal preference. Like you want to work more on the money side or more on the brand name side, and there is no right or wrong here. Absolutely fine. So go for that. Okay, there's a super chat. Let's go up there. And again the same. This face looks like Keanu Reeves. I know it's not. Again, hey there sir, just an appreciation comment for the work you have been doing. Huge respect, and super chat is very less, but that's all I have. Thanks. Thank you so much, Chirag. I truly humbly appreciate your effort. And again, super chat is something that gets easily highlighted. I don't ask anybody to do it. It just gets highlighted easily, so I can pick it up. And your thanks is really enough for me. Again, I'm not the guy who is kind of doing all these things. I charge my fees, obviously, so it's not like please go ahead and do the subscribe and all of that. Even if you just hang around here for a minute and spend your time, that is good enough for me. I already don't do anything for free. I do charge my fees for that, and that I think should be appreciable. That is usually less appreciated, but I think people who charge their fees upfront should be appreciated way more than anybody else. Because the people who don't charge their fees usually are like Facebook, and we all know what Facebook was all free. You give all of your data to Facebook, and it has built a community and the crowd around it. And now what he's doing with this data, you all can understand it. But the people, if tomorrow come up with a paid model of a social media platform and is going to charge for their fees upfront, we should appreciate those guys much more. So people who are charging for their services, because you are here because you want to earn money, let's be honest, and there is nothing wrong in that. You are here so that you can learn more skill and earn more money, provide for your family. That is a good thing, but I think people who charge for their services, they should be appreciated more. Okay, so again, I have mentioned this couple of times, Raghav, that I don't work in Salesforce CRM. I really don't have any views on it. I have never used it anytime, so I'm not a good person to actually answer this. Hell yeah, Hydra. That is a nice name. Okay, so how much to do before internship in front-end web dev? Just follow my roadmap that I have shown you there. It's just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, maybe one library either of React or Vue, and just one state management library. That is it. And then you can go for any internship, job, whatever that is. Opinion on employment bond. Employment bond, actually, sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes the employment bond is just to make sure that to hold the employee and nothing much providing. Employment bond actually comes in a variety of names and stuff. In case you don't know, there is also a joining bonus these days in the company. Do you know what that joining bonus is? That is a bond. If you leave the company before 1 year, you have to pay this joining bonus back to the company. So that is kind of a bond, but it's not called as bond. So that's why companies pay smart and all of that. There is an interesting one. Let's discuss this part. This is very interesting one here. Okay. Let's talk about this. How did LCO dealt with AWS outage? So in case you know, there was a massive AWS outage. A whole lot of companies went down, but LCO was working absolutely fine. And that is where you understand the things that if you design and kind of architect your products better, then you can actually be up and running during that outage as well. Our sales was not hit. Our students didn't got any problem. Everything was working absolutely fine except the certifications. But luckily, during that period of time, only 1 or 2 requests of certification got up, and we showed them the error messages that please try again later. And that's it. That's it. We were using the multi-region architect, not just the multi-AZ, the multi-region one also. We were having a good checks on that. Actually, I have mentioned all of this in my AWS for real world architect, that how these kinds of scenario that we saw that US East one was down, how you can manage these kinds of outage as well with the minimum low cost. Like till the region is down, you are not going to be paying a single penny in AWS. But once the region is down, automatically your entire infrastructure is going to be deployed in some another region and you'll be absolutely working fine. So this is a possibility, and this is the thing that AWS offers. But again, you have to pay a little bit more price when this region, because when US East one goes down, which is the cheapest region of the AWS, you have to spin all of your machine in, let's just say, Mumbai region, and that is a bit of an expensive. But you will not face any downtime. So that is one of the advantage. So this is how we handled all of the situation. A nice question. Nitish says log4j issue. that is like the latest in today's stuff. Log4j. I'm still having a discussion with my friends, still laughing on that how this could have happened. Like this is like log4j. Like all the people who are saying we are on the Java, nothing happens in the world of Java. This happened in the world of Java. Okay. There's a big super chat by Naveen, a big one. Hi Hitesh, about to complete a year in TCS. Thank you so much. TCS is a fantastic company. Experience has been good there working on the development side, but if I were to switch to a PB company, let me get it back, to a PB company, what should be my action? Some advice from you. I would say that spend, like again, personal thought, spend one more year on with the TCS, because just 1 year of experience of TCS is usually not considered too much great in the product-based companies. But if you have a little bit more experience than 1 year, probably 2 years, 3 years, or at least 2 years, that is much more respectful. And even TCS actually now allots you after 1 year much more responsibilities, which are more critical responsibilities. That is going to take your experience on to very next level. I love TCS as a company. In fact, a whole lot of Tata companies I love. I'm an investor in the TCS, not like really big time, but I have a few hundreds of shares of TCS as well. I love that company absolutely. I would personally recommend to stay there for 1 more year. You will be absolutely thoroughly enjoying it. But in case you have already cracked the interview of some product-based company, probably at a scale of Google, Adobe is also one of my favorite one, then I would say that, yeah, just go for it. Otherwise, if you haven't yet applied for interviews, I would say stay there 1 more year. You'll be enjoying. Shubha says, is this water bottle the same or the new one? The water bottle is the same. I just replaced the water in it because, hey, this is an expensive water bottle. You don't actually buy this much of water. This bottle cost me, what, 500 rupees or something? Was as water, it's really expensive. Okay, let's take up another super chat. Hi sir, hope you're doing great. Yes, thank you so much for asking. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing great too. I'm working as a software engineer and want to improve my dev skills. So what should I suggest? what are you working as a software engineer? That is one thing. And if you're already working, because it depends, are you working on the front end side or on the back end side? Are you working on mobile? If I could get more information on that, that would be really helpful. But in general, I would say that try to explore a little bit more of the newer of the tech side. That's going to help you. I'm not talking about these Web3s and all of that. I would say that if you are in the front end, try to explore, let's just say, Tailwind CSS3, which is the latest version, or maybe if you're in the back end, try to explore a little bit more on like Ruby on Rails if you're already working in JavaScript, or Spring. Because once you are a software developer and you're working your daily life, it becomes monotonous. And when things become monotonous, you don't actually use the full potential of your brain. Once you switch on to another tech stack entirely, then your brain starts to think a little bit more, and the thing that you're doing right now, working, is going to become much, much easier for you. So personal recommendation is try to explore a little bit more of the tech stack. And again, there are a lot of other kind of people. Some people actually open up this brain.exe in competitive programming. That is also fine. But I think personally for me, when I explore more of the other side of the tech, different languages, it makes me more fluent in what the work I'm doing it. So I think that is for me. Maybe this thing also might work for you. So go ahead and give it a try. Okay, so Vishal. Okay, Vishal says, I have done a diploma and working in a US-based startup as remote dev. Pretty good, impressive. But seeing everyone have their BE and MS degree from international universities make me feel I don't belong here. What should I do? No, please don't feel like that. You absolutely 100% belong there. You are made for software. Please don't feel like that. And the thing about the degrees is, in the initial days, I have felt the same. I was coming from an electronics background, nothing to do with the computers. And it sometimes feels like I should have a degree of computer science, but I realized that it's not that important. I'm not asking anybody to drop out here, but I think personally that as long as you are grasping the knowledge, that is it. And you personally, Vishal, 100% belongs in the software, because a whole lot of people who got the degree are not working as a remote engineer for a US-based startup. Harsh truth, but this is it. You are able to do this, which is alone itself is a big deal. And you love software and stuff. So I think your diploma is just more than enough. And maybe later on in the life, if you think that I want to go for it, once this Thanos virus stuff is all gone, maybe you can opt in for a weekend degree. I don't really recommend the online degrees that says, hey, this is the exact certificate that you're going to get from Liverpool, and those that doesn't make sense. Opt in for a weekend class or something in case you want to pursue the degree. That is also fine. But you 100% absolutely belong in the computer domain. Hydra again here. How to use custom voice AI, Marvel Hydra AI. And maybe there is an AWS service for that. No idea, my friend. But this is hell of a funny Hydra. You're talking to Captain America. This is funny. Okay, let's pick up if we have more of these questions or super chat. I guess I have answered all of the super chats. Yep, super chat as of now. Let's go back to the regular questions now. Where is the question? Here we go. Okay, Code for Compile says, great thoughts. Thank you so much that you actually sync in with my thoughts. Usually my thoughts are very, very common. I think everybody has these thoughts. What is the tech stack of LCO? Sorry, I am not really comfortable in sharing that as of now. Is there a way to make landing page for free? Yes, of course. Host it on Vercel, Netlify, GitHub Pages, Firebase. I can go on like this, but I think this is enough. You can host your landing page easily there. Hey Tesh, RK Gohil says, hey Tesh, can I choose software engineering field if I'm coming from mechanical background? Please make a full video. Absolutely. I'll probably try to compile this thought into a video, but 100% you can opt in for computer science. I do have my friends who actually moved from mechanical into the computer science, absolutely thriving, especially in the data science domain. They're pretty good in mathematics and they are absolutely thriving. So yes, 100% you can opt in. No second thought. And no need to ask anybody else also. I can guarantee on that. Is 22 LPA from 6 LPA a good switch hike? Come on, man. Come on, Scooby. Now, this is a show off. This is a show off. Let's be honest here. I'm not saying it is wrong, but I think this is a show off. Asking me that if 6 lakh, I'm on a 6 lakh, and if I move to 22 lakh, if it is great or not. I would say no, it is not. Moving to 4 lakh would be a great. Come on, man. Show off. I appreciate that you have got the package, but come on. Even Azure is down. I shouldn't be saying this, but today we faced actually some issues in the Gmail also. We were buying a G Suite for a new project, and we faced some of the issues like straight right out of the box errors in the G Suite also. Like I thought this is the time for Google being down, and this is around today, around 6 o'clock around 6 o'clock. Are you a vegetarian or non-vegetarian? My thoughts about the food are exactly same. I think a food is just food, and that's pretty much it. And I think everybody should see food as just food. Any extra food is on a plate is just wastage, so you should not do that. A vegetarian, non-vegetarian, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you are, it's good. If you want to ask my thoughts, I'm a vegetarian. That's what I usually do. I have a personal thought preference of that. If I can, like, I believe that if you want to eat non-veg or any animal or any bird, you should be able to kill it with your own hands. And if you're comfortable of killing that thing with your own hand, then you should be able to eat it. No hesitation there. I'm not comfortable in killing any animal or bird with my own hands. Thus, I don't eat any animals or birds. So that is what my personal thought is. No, I'm not against anything with the chicken or anything. In fact, I've said it openly many times that I have shared the same plate when I was in Jordan. We shared the same plate, like this big of a plate, and we all were eating. There was a mutton in that, chicken in that. My small veggie plate is there in the same plate. I don't mind it at all. I personally cannot eat it until I have killed it. I don't have the gut to kill it. Okay, so powerful words about food preference. Powerful or not, but these are just personal preference. And again, a whole lot of my friends who are like comfortable in killing the animals, they hunt and all of that, they kill with their knives and all that, they eat it. I think they deserve it. They should be able to eat it. But those who, again, personal thoughts, let's just forget about it. And again, yeah, I get this a lot, but you kill plants. Plant life matters too. Yes, of course, I'm comfortable in killing the plants and chopping them off. I'm totally comfortable with that. That's why I eat that. So again, it's not I'm against any one thing. It's like what my personal preference is. This is my belief and my thought, and I think I'm personally allowed to have my own thoughts. I'm perfectly like okay with killing the plants and eating them. When I'll be able to perfectly okay to kill a bird, I will be able to eat that. Danish Shaw says it's too harsh. It is the reality, my friend. I'm just saying it out loud. It is the reality. I'm just saying out loud. But again, if you are sitting in front of me eating chicken, I won't be bothering. I won't be judging you. It is your food. You should be able to have it without any judgment. So there is no problem. Okay, moving on, apart from food preferences and the general term. Okay, another super chat. It says, startup or service-based, TCS, Wipro, your view. Okay, my views depends on two things. If I had to join, I would be joining startup who can pay me a little bit of amount of money. I would be happy with that. That is, if I would be at your place. If I would be saying right now from here, I would be saying go join TCS and Wipro because I hold shares in them. I think if you'll work better there, the company will grow, my shares will grow. So again, fun stuff. Okay, so moving on. Uh, can you suggest better roadmap for DevOps? Yes, DevOps is in the planning phase, and hopefully we'll be doing that. Okay, would like to hear the preference for not being a drinker too. uh, I do have a personal thought on that as well. A lot of people ask me that, why don't you smoke? And my answer to that usually is, because I can read. I can read what's written on that paper, the wrapper. It says it's gonna kill you. So if I can read, I'm pretty good in reading the documentation, so I don't smoke. Same goes with the alcohol as well. I don't like it absolutely. It makes you miserable. And if I'm buying, let's just say, I have paid 1,30,000 rupees for a flight in the first class. I would love to enjoy that experience. If I'll just drink there, I'll be puking myself and I'll be probably asleep. Why would I do that? If I'm, let's just say, in Paris or in some Dresden or some beautiful city in Germany, why would I drink there? I'm there to enjoy the experience, and it's not fun actually. And I don't really like that. I'm all good with iced tea. Any place I go, I just go for iced tea. Uh, I don't play good with any alcohol, beer, or anything. It's not for me. I've accepted that a long ago. I think I'm good with sparkle water or maybe iced tea. That's what I do. Anyways, let's come back onto the track. Enough of the personal stuff. Okay, so it's going a little fast now. Do you have any information about Postilion server? No, I have absolutely no idea about that. Probably I'm hearing this for the very first time. I'll try to update myself on this. Thank you so much, but I have zero knowledge or idea about that. Thoughts on Ant design versus React Bootstrap? I think React Bootstrap is a little bit better. We have faced some of the issues in the Ant design in the mobile versions and all that. We recently finished a product. We are not truly happy with the Ant design. I would probably prefer Material Design, React Bootstrap, or the Material Design Bootstrap, which is a materialish version of the Bootstrap that is far more better than anything. Your thought on UPI, can it be next giant? It is already next big giant. Like, UPI is the best technology that we have designed in India, and a whole lot of bank companies and international people want to adopt it, but they are not able to adopt it. It is freaking good, so freaking good. UPI it is already the next big thing. I'm all pro with that. Any thoughts on Dino? Dino is not making any noise at all. I think it should be making some big noise. I haven't seen any of the big application or any startup that has adopted the Dino. No, not so ever. So I don't think that Dino has picked even like a fraction of what Node.js is. So I don't think so. Okay. Are you familiar with Solidity? A little bit. I have recently started to study it. It's okay, enjoying it a little bit, not too much. But I'm more looking for what the new bill actually comes up and says. It's damn amazing UPI. Yes, absolutely. This is one of the killer technology that we have worked on in India, and I think this is really good. Okay, so what new courses can we expect in 2020? Of course, a whole lot of new courses. But again, those who have been following me for years know that I never ever make hype of any course until unless I'm completely done with the course. I'm kind of opposite what other people are on the internet. Usually people like to just make a big hype before making the course or when they start the course. I make the hype when I'm done with the course. When the course is absolutely ready for you to take on the very next second, then only I make an announcement that this course is ready. And that's going to be same in 2022 as well. There will be no information provided to any one of you that what next course I'm building on. Once I'm done with the course, this is for you absolutely. So that's where I announce the course. There are some times when I'm not able to finish the course. There are some challenges and stuff. So some of the courses don't see the daylight. They are still there in my hard disk and they are going to be there forever probably. In fact, some of you don't know, Let me share this with you. The Pro Backend course that you see, there has already been 2 versions of this course before this also. So this course was supposed to roll out way earlier. I tried to record videos. In the first go, I recorded one section with just 6 videos. I deleted them, didn't enjoy them. And then in the second version, when I wanted to make this course, I recorded like 20-25 videos, and I deleted them again. No, not deleted. They are still there in my inbox. So 25 videos. And in the version 3rd of the Pro Backend Developer, this was the course that I was properly happy. And that's when I released this course. So yes, a lot of time courses are there and stuff there. Your review on the Cracking the Coding interview book that's behind me. Yes, that's a book I love. I occasionally try to look into the stuff just to refresh the memory and stuff. But it's a good book. But I think there can be a better version now of this book that can be rolled out. Maybe somebody will do it. Where's the Linux series in LCO? It's on the blog, actually. It's not a video format. It's more of a blog format right now. If you'll visit blog.learncodeonline, you'll be seeing that. Okay, once you share your product filming clips on Insta, if you add the short of the clip at start of the video, then it seems like LCO flicks. Thank you. I'll definitely try that. But right now I'm super happy with the Netflix-ish style logos and the themes that we are using. It's not exactly, but yeah, it's heavily inspired. We're enjoying that. Do you think that Dino has the potential to become big? Yes, it has. It has, but the adoption rate is like ridiculously slow. Nobody wants to do it. Okay, sir, do you cook yourselves? If so, what's the best dish you can cook? Yes, I can cook. I can decently cook all the Indian curries and veggies that you can have. I can cook that. I can make chapatis as well. No problem at all. I can do that. So it's not really a rocket science. It's much more easier than code, to be honest. Cooking is much more easier than code. You just need to have patience. Cooking takes a lot of patience. And if you have the patience, you can cook. If you don't have patience, you cannot cook. Because a whole lot of cooking is done on the slow to medium heat, mostly slow. So yeah. Interesting. Pakistan payment system is still not revolutionized. They are still using bank transfer. Why don't they build something like UPI or any other country? Why Google and other services are not doing it? Yeah, their system is actually pretty outdated, to be honest. What India was facing like probably 12 years ago, 13, 15 years ago almost, when we didn't have even credit cards in India, it was all about debit cards, and that also was having a very low adoption rate. Shopkeepers were not accepting that. From there, we have come so far that now we don't need even, probably UPI will get an international acceptance as well very soon. But right now, the situation especially in Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, it's really pretty pathetic, to be honest. Sorry for the harsh words, but even the credit card adoption is really, really low there. I think that should evolve because the students in those countries are not able to grab the courses and the hosting services and a whole lot of products that can actually take their country onto the very next level. So I think they should do something about it. At least the international acceptance, maybe not UPI, that's too advanced for them as of now, but at least a credit card. At least a credit card should be there for them. These students actually message me a lot that we are not able to purchase it, do it, and not able to even use properly AWS, not DigitalOcean. So I think they should do something about it. Any thoughts on Svelte and SvelteKit? First, I need to see that how to spell this out. Even to this date, I have some confusion in my mind that how should I pronounce it? Is it Swell? Is it Svelte? Like once I clear that out, then I'll have some thoughts on it. Right now, I don't have any thoughts on that. SB companies are better than PB on new tech experiment. It depends. It depends. There is not only the two categories, the service-based and the product-based. Even product-based actually do a lot of experiments. If you'll see the Razorpay, they do a lot of experiments onto even their production. And also service-based companies also do a whole lot of experiments. Depends what you call service-based. Like, do you call Wipro and TCS service-based, that is your perspective, then surely they don't do that much of experiment. But there are a lot of companies who do this service-based work based on a whole lot of clients that they are getting from freelancer. The turnover is pretty good, over 5 crores, 10 crores. They are also considered as kind of service-based companies, but they do a lot of experiment. So it's a bit of perspective. What are you doing in your free time? YouTube. That's what my free time is. In the free time, I hit the gym and I do YouTube stuff. I make videos for it. That's what I do in the free time. YouTube is my free time work. Otherwise, it's all packed up. Okay, yeah, Hitesh asks to Hitesh that, hola, thoughts on phenomenon people at Hitesh Chaudhary. Are we talking about the people as an app people or the company that is being recently registered and making a lot of hype? I haven't used the product. I have zero thoughts on it. I don't judge a thing until I taste it. That is one thing I have achieved after traveling so many of the countries, that please don't judge anything without first trying it, and try it a little bit prolonged. Never judge a food that it is good or not until you have tasted it. Never judge an app or a company or a service unless you have tried it. So I don't judge people like freely on that. I take my time on that. And I think it is good. Okay, a couple of super chats. Okay, Python versus C++ for placement, which is the best for DSA? I think personally that if for a DSA somebody is asking you that you can only do it in C++, I think that is not a right person to take interviews even. DSA algorithms, these are concept. And if a concept doesn't apply in one language and applies in another language, it shouldn't be called as concept. So any language is fine for the DSA. You go with C++ or Python or anything. As long as you understand the underhood, the complexity of it, you should be fine with the DSA. And again, remember the words. Mark my words here. A concept is called as concept if it applies in any language. If one language is only capable of applying that concept, other is not, it's not a concept. It's not an algorithm. It's not a data structure. Okay, Onkar says, 5 euros. Pretty good. You could have bought an entire course on that. LCO Angular course is enough to get job. Any course on Nuxt.js or Vue soon? Thanks. Yes, of course, LCO Angular course is more than enough to handle any kind of job interviews, and even the newer version that are going to come up in Angular, you will be able to completely handle that. Vue course is already out there with the state management library. It's already included. You can check that in that. Nuxt.js course is not yet out there. Probably maybe in this year, probably next year. Cannot make any commitment on that. But yes, Angular course is absolutely 100% accurate and is there. And of course, our team is also there to help you out in case you are stuck anywhere. Ariban says, how to improve English like you? Speak a lot. Don't give a damn about people. Even a lot of people till this date, if you'll check out my comment section in the YouTube and stuff, a whole lot of people criticize me that why do you talk in this fake accent, or why don't you speak in Hindi, and a whole lot of things that get. And I really don't understand the people that, what do you mean by, is it not my accent? How do you know that this is not my accent? I'm a Marwadi speaking. Maybe Marwadi is spoken in this accent. Who knows? Do you think that the accent which goes with the Tamil friendly is the more English accent, or which goes in the Punjabi friendly accent, that is more of an English? I can shut them up within just few minutes, but I just have fun with them. These are kind of narrow-minded people, so don't give a damn about those narrow-minded people. Just speak freely. It's your language. Enjoy it. Okay, please discuss about Flutter's current situation. It is pretty good. It is absolutely good. That's all you should know about the current situation of Flutter. It is growing. A whole lot of adoption is there. You are not seeing that adoption because a lot of companies are not kind of advertising it that we are using Flutter, but it is getting adopted. That I can vouch you personally that it is getting adopted a lot. Okay, Akrish, nice hoodie. Is it okay to join a startup if it is pro-based Comtan whip? No idea what I'm trying to say. Pro-based Comtan. Let me try it one more time. It's too much of a short. I'm probably too old that I'm not able to figure out your shortcuts. Gosh, I'm old. Is it okay to join a startup if it's pro-based, Comten whip, commentary? Come on, I'm old. I get that. I take it on me. I'm probably old to understand these short snippets of messaging. Reminds me that I'm not that young now. Sorry, you did a super chat. I couldn't answer you there. Sorry. Yogita, you are the inspiration for even SAP ERP consultants. Great work, team. Hey, thank you so much. We really appreciate that, Yogita. Hope you are doing absolutely good. Hope you are thriving. And make sure to keep on learning, keep engaging with us as well. We really appreciate your support. It really means a lot. Every single support, it means a lot for us, for our team entirely. This is a really booster for us, and we are able to provide affordable courses through that. So thank you so much for every single kind word. Okay, so let's pick up more question. Anurag says, I'm in class 11th. That's nice. Opted for PCM without CS, but want to be software engineer. Any advice? Chill out. Just finish your 11th with PCM, and that is fine. Even I didn't opted this computer science in my 11th and 12th, so that's totally fine. I'm doing absolutely fine, so you'll be absolutely fine too. It's not really compulsory to opt in for programming or software at that early phase. You can do it in the college as well. And I did opted for physical because I loved playing basketball, so I have zero regret of picking up physical as my optional in the 11th and 12th. So I think you shouldn't be too much worried. You're not missing out a lot. And these days you have these online stuff. You can just do any course at the time, but I won't recommend you that at the age where you are in the 11th or 12th. I wouldn't even recommend you to buy any of my course. You can buy other courses. I totally don't indulge in that, but I would say it is your time to focus more on physics, chemistry, maths, and of course English and other subject that you have. Focus more on your studies. These programming, these courses, we are here for a long, at least me, and you're going to be finding me in the very first year of college till the final year as well. So right now is your time to study more, and you can do these courses and all these things later on. This is my personal advice to you. In case you want to opt in for these courses and stuff because you are interested, it's hyping you, it's your wish. Personal advice, focus more on studies. Okay, so what is your views on React.js with Django future? Of course, it is pretty good. Like, if you put React in front, it actually works really nicely, and you can throw the APIs via Django, via Ruby on Rails, via Node.js, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So I personally think that Django and React is a pretty good combo, and that's why we did a course on it. Why is Germany under debt? Because of unpaid gas bill. The debt situation is pretty horrible in every single country. Even US is under debt. So I sometimes wonder, like, I'm not a good in economics, not too much, but almost every country is under debt. So whose debt is it? Like, it's a fun thing. But again, I'm not an economist, so I shouldn't be saying that things. I'm more into the programming stuff. This is my forte. So this is where I usually enjoy. TS versus JS. I personally would opt out every single time. If I had a chance, I would always opt in for the TS. TypeScript is really, really amazing, a lot less of bugs. But when we design the product, we also have to see the future of the product, that how difficult is it going to be to hire more talent, because when the freshers are there, sometimes you get a really amazing talent in the domain of JavaScript, but just because you have TypeScript in your ecosystem or in your requirement, these talent actually get scared away. So that also we have to consider equally. And if you are bringing in any JavaScript developer, you have to give him a week at least to get friendly in the TypeScript and properly use the TypeScript. Just putting up a TS file and using the JavaScript in that, it works, but it is not the true usage of the TypeScript in general. So I personally prefer that, but when you do business, you have to consider a whole lot of variables as well, like how to hire the talent, how is it going to work, and a bunch of other stuff. So that is that. Did LCO had any outage previously? Yeah, many times, many times. It's not like we don't wait for AWS to crash to have outage. We do our outage on our own. Yeah, it's not like we are prone to that. We have our own outages. And the tea is entirely cold now. Hi, it's been 1 hour, but I'm enjoying it, having a chit chat with you. So I'll stay for a few more minutes. Okay, so Neeraj says, hi sir, after LCO Angular, I got an opportunity to work as a web dev. Hey, pretty good, congratulations. My question is regarding Vue to production structure for API integration and all. I really don't enjoy Vue in the production that much. I find it a little bit more clumsy. I find it more suitable for a small scale project when the project actually scales up. It is difficult to manage the file structure in the Vue, so that's why I honestly don't put it in the production onto a complex app. I've never done it. Probably, yes, I know that there are people around who have done thriving situations with the Vue and stuff. I don't feel that comfortable. I would probably choose React or Angular to put in the production for a complex app, but I don't have that much of comfortness with the Vue yet. For a smaller app or smaller injection of the things, a Vue is great, but the management sometimes is a little bit nightmare in the stuff. Is your old course front-end developer still updated? We have already rolled out a new one. If you'll check out the bundles, it is already there, the Pro front-end developer bundle. We have already rolled out the newer version of the courses on that. I don't recommend anybody to take that old course. If you are already having a Pro access of the Learn Code Online Pro subscription, then surely take it. It's a pretty fantastic course. It's a very in-depth. A whole lot of subjects are being discussed in very, very in-depth in that. But again, for the new users, I don't really recommend that. I instead recommend to go for the bundle of the Pro frontend, which includes the latest HTML, CSS course, JavaScript latest one, the React latest one, and a whole bunch of others. Okay, another super chat. It says, I repeated my 11th due to a bit of health issues during my 11th exam. It's totally fine. Health comes first. Does this gap count as a fresher? Should I take a job or prepare for GATE? Preparing for job or GATE is definitely a personal preference. I don't get into that. It's totally up to your choice. For me, it's a coin flip decision, but for you, it's a very, very crucial one. So I'll leave that to you. Again, coming to your point that you repeated your 11th, I don't think so. There should be even a single bit of problem to any company if you are qualified enough, if you are talented enough, that repeating your 11th shouldn't be a big issue at all. Sometimes I've seen that people actually deliberately take a gap after 12th to prepare for IIT, didn't work out for them, and then they keep on working on that. So I don't think so it should be an issue. That I can personally say that no, it's not. Preparing for job or GATE, that is up to you. Okay. Subhash says it's 10:10. I know it's 10:10. It's really late. I should be going, but yeah, I'm not really feeling like I'm enjoying the chatting with you guys. I'll stay here for a long. HTML CSS course is nice. Try it. Hey, thanks. And yes, you should really try it. It's a pretty nice course. I've worked really hard on it. You will definitely enjoy it. Okay, Matrix Awakens reaction, please. Unreal Engine 5 is amazing. Matrix Awakens reaction. I think I'll let it do to that KRK who does these funny reviews. So let him do that. In case you haven't heard that, if you watch the channel that's named as Cold Fusion, there is a new robot which can mimic the expression just like you and me, and probably much better than Mark Zuckerberg. So I think you should watch that video after this live. Come on, don't go there right now. But it's a pretty nice video on how we are able to. There's a scientist based in UK who have actually mimicked the exact expression of humans into the robots. Pretty scary stuff. Pretty scary. I am a manual QA engineer. Which should I learn, Python, Java, or JavaScript? You should learn Cypress. My friend, Cypress. It's going to be JavaScript based, but once you go into the world of automation, you can pick up Selenium, Appium, or Cypress. If you want to go more into the Bangalore side, the Cypress is in extremely insane demand and is going to be there for a long run. So without a doubt, I can say go for JavaScript and learn Cypress. You are going to kill it. from manual to the automation engineer, test engineer, and you're going to be killing it. Absolutely. Okay. Sir, why are you not given only one certificate on bundle like React front-end developer instead of giving separate certificates? See, bundle, the way how we have modeled or the infrastructure database is designed is bundle is a collection of courses. So the certificates are associated with the each course itself, not the bundle. So it's like that. So again, this is an architectural decision which was adopted way earlier, so we cannot do anything about it. Surely one thing we can do is like we can take one course and call it as a bundle and upload all the videos in it. It's not going to make sense. So this is the structural decision that we have taken. So cannot take it back. Cannot. Okay, Nitish says, what do you think about the startup being started by a normal guy, not Iitn, just after completing college? If they have good idea in terms of blockchain, and can we do while doing a job parallelly? Yes, of course, 100% you can do a startup with a job in the parallel as well. You will be giving a lot less time to the startup, but yes. And the only difference between a startup done by an IIT guy and a non-IIT guy is in the funding round. For the IITians, it's tiny bit easier to get the fundings and a bigger funding. I'm not saying it's super easy, it's just tiny bit. If I have to scale it on the way, it would be like for an IITian, it would be 900 grams. For the non-IITian guy, it would be 1000 grams. So just 100 gram here and there. It's difficult to secure the fundings. It's not easy for anyone, even if he's an IITian or non-IITian, doesn't really matter. And again, if your product is really good, it doesn't really matter that if you are from IIT, non-IIT. Like we all the time at Learn Code Online, I'm not from IIT, by the way. I have taught to many IITians in their campus, especially in IIT Bombay and IIT Guwahati, and a hell lot of NITs. But to be fact, I'm not an IITian, and we all the time receive so many of these investors and that, hey, we want to take the Learn Code Online on next level. And a whole lot of companies came out to buy us also. They were giving us pretty good money because it's a good product. Let's be honest on that side. So it's not about that are you IIT or not. It's about how well you are developing your product, how much you are giving your soul to that product, and that's going to make the product good. How much do you care about your customers? How much value can you provide? You charge them 300 rupees and provide them the value of 30,000 rupees. They are going to become fan of you. Imagine if Apple phone was supposed to be at the range of, let's just say 5,000, 10,000, you would be a die-hard fan of an Apple if the Apple comes into that range. But again, you have to put them in Apple quality there. That's the fact about this. It's a pretty easy thing. It's not that difficult. Waiting for DevOps roadmap, building LCO from nothing is heart-touching. All computer engineers should follow you. Hey, thank you so much. And yes, LCO came up from absolute nothing. The earlier name was educationtube.net, which failed miserably because we were not charging anything to students. That's why we failed. We didn't have good money to actually produce videos of this quality. We wanted that. Quality is like #1 priority. Okay. There's another super chat. David Raj Kanti. Hey, thank you so much. Okay, so I guess Manish Daga says, what do you think about on internet? It holds 75% of internet. I think 75%, don't you think it's too much? I don't think so. Like, come on, it's not that big. It's not like, not entirely of AWS servers are filled up with that. I don't think so. I think that's exaggeration, too much exaggeration. Have you open sourced any package or anything? Yeah, a couple of them. Like, they're not on my personal GitHub. I have worked on companies and stuff. So yeah, stuff like that. And yes, after Education Tube, a couple of more companies came around, come and go. Few more will be coming up in the upcoming years, stuff like that. Views on Brain Drain and Parag Agarwal. First, congratulations, big congratulations to Parag and Brain Drain. As I would like to quote Puneet Pania here, which is a great stand-up comedian. He says, this country values you. The biggest achievement of this country that a person can have is to leave this country. And that is bitter truth in some format up here. I don't really think too much about those folks who have left the Indian passport and are no longer Indian citizens. So Parag Agarwal is an American citizen and he has achieved a great thing. That's pretty much it. I have no thoughts further down the road. Sachin says, I have done a super chat. It's not showing. You can write a ticket to YouTube maybe. Okay, Pranav says, first iced tea from my side is pending. I have a lot of iced tea pending. Whenever I'll get a chance to visit any other cities and stuff, I'll collect my iced tea. You have to give me an iced tea. I've helped a whole lot of students in achieving a whole lot of things and stuff. Okay, Anirudh, first, that's a nice icon there. I enjoyed it. Any plan of LCU app redesign? First, we need to do some of the stuff that is already pending up here, Anirudh. When can we spend more time on that? Then we are going to talk about back on Learn Code Online. First, we need to finish the project in hand. See, this is what happens when you bring in anonymity. That somebody saying is that I think that I'm Mark Zuckerberg. Come on, I'm not that much of cruel. I don't sell your data. And I don't hide behind the things. I'm here with my name, my face, not like you, upskill learn, who don't even have a name, no photo. So yeah, you know, as I say, narrow-minded. One of the sign of that you're open-minded is you're smiling, you respect other people, you treat them nicely. That is the sign of how you do the things. How much time it takes to become good at CP? It depends how you're starting. If you're starting directly with programming language and CP after that, it's going to take a longer. And if you're opting the route of learning a programming language, building some product, and then CP, it's a little bit less in that format. It's awesome to see you laughing. It makes us laugh too. I all the time laugh and smile. Like I don't give a damn about anything right now. Even if somebody makes all these hate comments and stuff, I don't really give a damn about it. Even if tomorrow all these Learn Code Online, this YouTube, the entire internet shuts down, I don't give a damn about it. I can survive with that also. I have my skills. I have my teaching skills. I can teach in a school. I can survive in that too. So, and I have made myself as an asset. So there are a whole lot of companies which are running after that. They want to hire me as a director, as a CTO, a whole bunch of other things. And I can survive. I don't have big needs. Humble, that is a trait. Consistency, humble, discipline. These are the traits of a real man. Kids don't understand these things. Once you understand these things, you become a man or a woman. See, this is how people get attention. I'm enjoying this. No, you are not like Mark. More rude than him. Thank you so much. I can be more rude to you. This is just a start. You haven't seen me yet, kid. You look drunk today. I'm drunk in happiness, my friend. I'm drunk in happiness. You have offline store assets too. We know the secret. It's not secret, it's open. Yeah, I do have offline assets. Do you have interest in politics? Everybody has an interest in politics, whether you like it or not. Politics is something which is a part of our daily life, whether we like it or not. Corporate politics, office politics, startup politics, competition politics, and of course the bigger Indian drama politics. That is also there. So yeah, whether you like it or not, this is kind of a part of what we do. Okay, one more super chat and we're going to be ending it after that. Okay. Facing issues in LCO Android app while playing videos in horizontal full screen mode, wrote email. We have actually received already your email, Abhimanyu. I saw that. You have dropped me a message as well. I saw that already. I have received your email. we're actually trying to replicate that scenario. Still, so far, no luck in that in the full screen mode. But rest assured, we are constantly looking into that. Hopefully, we'll be able to find that. Sometimes what happens is when we have, where is my phone? Somewhere here. So what happens is when you have these mobile phones which have these edge display, somehow our app is not performing well with these edge display or these slide down display. That is where the problem is, I guess. So far we have kind of analyzed that or debugged that, but rest assured it is gonna be coming up. We'll be throwing up an update very soon. I'll check that. Okay, so I guess that's all. We'll be taking it up. And thank you so much for joining up. In case you want to, you can hit that subscribe. In case you wish to, you can hit that like button as well. And definitely, I'll be catching you up with more stuff. Right now, I'm planning a whole lot of stuff, and I think we'll be doing this. More live is going to be coming up. There's another super chat. Please don't send any super chat now. I'm just closing it down. Any views on full stack Java developer? I think it is a pretty fantastic one. I'm looking for that in the next year, somewhere around that. Probably we can do something on Java, more on that. I'm not yet sure because I don't want to go too much into that, but let's see. Okay, so thank you so much for joining it. Abhimanyu says thank you to you for your patience. I truly appreciate that. And let's see some of the good nights as well. Shubham says, thank you, good night. See, this is how humble person looks like. So humble, saying thank you, saying good night. It doesn't really take anything to anyone. It's just so good here. See, Muthu says good night. Really cool. And there is a good night from Amir. There is a good night from Kalp as well. Thank you, Priya, and good night. See, this is how humble person looks like. Okay, so that's it for this one. I hope you have enjoyed this fun little session. I enjoyed it too much. And take care of your health. It's been winters in India, so go ahead and take care of that. Write amazing code, build amazing stuff, learn more stuff, and most importantly, keep on enjoying it, keep on smiling. And I'll surely catch you up in the next Saturday live, hopefully next Saturday. Bye-bye.